Hi D, hi do, hi da. Welcome to Dunsy's Guitar World 2. So if you were to ask me what are my favourite 10 heavy metal albums, most influential heavy metal albums from the 80s, it would probably change, change every couple of months. I'd think of something that I hadn't thought of the month before. However, 3 albums would always be in my top 10. The first Raven album, Rock Until You Drop, that was a classic. Judas Priest, British Steel, possibly the most influential heavy metal album ever, I don't know. And thirdly, the other album that would always be in my top 10 heavy metal albums is Restless and Wild by Accept. So that's what I'm going to do today, and maybe over the next 2 or 3 days or weeks, I'm going to show you the easy way that I think you play some of the main riffs from the album Restless and Wild by Accept. Today, the first lesson, I'm going to go over the first track, Fast as a Shark. Now, the expectation level here is, like I say, I'm showing you how I think they go, and I'm going to show you the easy way that I play them. I'm not doing any of the solos. I can't play the solo on this one. It's really just the main riffs of this song. And now the other thing is, I'm no spring chicken, so I could probably play this song a lot better 30 years ago than I can today, and I'm 59 tomorrow. So it will be a lesson for the song, but possibly a little slower than the original version. So let's get on with the easy way, the Dunsy easy way to play the main riffs for Fast as a Shark by Accept from the album Restless and Wild. Now, just to clarify, I won't be doing the singing at the beginning. So I think the best thing to do here before we even start to learn the song is, if you're not familiar with the dampening technique, and we're only playing the bottom E string open, there's no other fingering going on here, as it were, please excuse my terminology. So what we're doing is, my hand is all the way across these strings, my pinky's holding all these strings flat, and I'm just keeping the flesh of my hand there. So that's all I'm doing. The other strings shouldn't be sounding out. I'm just playing that. Now that is a huge part of this song, so I would practice that before you even venture down the path of trying to learn this heavy metal classic. So it's that's how we start. Now we do these pull-offs. It's the 3rd fret of the D and G string, pull off to the open D and G string, 2nd fret of the D and G string, pull off to the open D and G string, and it goes like this. To the E. So those 2 parts, I'll play them very slowly. I'll be doing this whole song very slowly. I'll do one more time, just for luck. And then we're into the main verse part. Now, even watching Wolf Hoffmann playing this, I think he's really just playing like the root note on the bottom E string, even though he does appear to be fingering like excuse my terminology there, fingering a 2-note bar chord. So it's an A, which is the 5th fret of the bottom E, and the 7th fret of the A string. But I don't think he's playing that. I think he's basically dampening the E string, bottom E string, and then just playing that. So I think it's just that. I don't think it's a full chord, but he does hold his hands like that. And down 2 to a G. Down another 2 to an F. To the open. And then we go back to those hammer-on and pull-offs from the 3rd fret of the D and G, 2nd fret of the D and G to the D and G open. So I'll play that slowly. Now when you watch Wolf playing it, he does something a little more complicated here, but you know, I'm just trying to show you the easy version. He's kind of going. But you know, that's for more advanced players, more advanced than me, I have to be honest. And then once we come out of the we play a D chord, and then we move that same shape up to the 5th fret, which is effectively a G, to an A power chord, just the open A string, 2nd fret of the D and G, and then a B power chord, 2nd fret of the A, and just the 4th fret of the D, and again we're doing the dampening. Just that, he's maybe playing the full chord there, or just the full power chord. So what we have so far, slowly. And then back into another round of the intro and the verse again. And then into the chorus. Now I'll just play the chords, the main chords of the chorus. The guitars are doing like a harmony underneath this, but I'll just go through the main chords. So the first chord is like a big G, maybe play with a power chord, to an A, to a C, to an E, C, D, E, and then back to the beginning again, G, A, C, E, C, D. So I will put that in context. I'll do the sort of second half of the verse. Now when we're going into the sort of middle 8 break, when we go to the D in that part of the chorus, we then move back to a B power chord. So that part goes. And then before we get into the solo, there's this instrumental part. So we start on a G, G like power chord I guess, 3rd fret of the bottom E, 5th fret of the A, and then go to the 3rd fret of the D and G, to the 5th fret of the D and G, to the 6th fret of the D and G, slide back down to the 5th fret of the D and G, sorry, back to 3 of the D and G. So basically we're playing a root note on the bottom, the G. Finish it with going 3 of the D and G to 5 of the D and G. I'll play that slowly. First time we play it twice. Then we move up 3 frets to like an A sharp, same pattern again. And then we move up another 3 frets to a C sharp, again, same pattern. And we finish it with. So it's 7, sorry, this, what will that be, 9. And then it does it again. So what I'll do is I'll play it slowly and hopefully you'll be able to pick this up. I'll try and catch my picking hand as well. So it's about playing like a root power chord on the bottom string, 3 and then up to 6 and then up to 9 and then doing these the same shape really on the D and G strings. So I'll play it slowly. And then we finish with, before it goes into the solo, so it's just like an open E note and then the G, the F sharp power chord, so that's 3 of the bottom E, 5 of the A, down to 2 of the bottom E and 4 of the A. So I'll play, what I'll do is I'll play through like a whole intro, verse, chorus and then that part. And I'll do it slowly as I can because it's like, it's another one of these songs where it's probably easier to play it fast once you get used to it. Sorry about the light there. It's easier to play fast once you've kind of nailed the riff. So playing it slowly gets a bit confusing at times. So let's try again slowly. Focus my camera. Right, start with the intro. To the verse. Like the bridge. Back in our verse. To the chorus. To a B before the instrumental. Instrumental part. and then into the solo. But as I said, I'm not going to be doing the solo. It's very tricky, and there's harmonies and everything. I think he's maybe using like an octave type of pedal as well. Great sound from Mr. Wolf Hoffmann and that. So there you go, folks. That was part 1 of perhaps a 6 or 7 part series for easy guitar lessons, the Dunsy versions of the main riffs from the songs on Restless and Wild by Accept, and that was the opening track, Fast as a Shark. As ever, folks, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunsy's Guitar World 2. Cheers for now.